Ladies and gentlemen, man, I'm liking this afternoon stuff, even though this is this may hurt my numbers if you want to say that, but I'm liking this afternoon stuff. It's an area where I've never had a chance because I work during these times. But I'm liking the lunchtime type thing. I like the morning ride, that's real early, but amazing numbers. Then of course I like my regular, I guess if you want to say prime time edition. But I am really enjoying being off work, number one. and which will end very soon, of course. But welcome everybody to the one and only the big time show that's being seen and heard everywhere. I'm sharing it out right now. I haven't really shared it out yet, so I'm depending on you guys to help your boy out real quick. I'm sharing it to all these groups. Forgive me for not looking into the camera starting off. But business is business. You just never know who might be here, might have available eyes, and maybe watching you from God knows where. So that's why you come on during these times. I hope you guys that are coming in, I hope you would do me the honor of sharing real quick, sharing and liking the page. If you like it, that will help me out. I hope it'll make the day. Uh, you know, put me in people's faces that I'm not used to. Uh, and why not try here? So I'm not used to the afternoon crowd. I have no idea how many people gonna show up, but hey, I'm gonna put it out here anyway and just see what happens. This will not happen often, as I will be back at work next week. But for now, I'm just trying out just to see things, and just so you to know if it's good, then maybe a previous show that people did not see at night, maybe I could replay it in the afternoon if the numbers are there, and look like I got some pretty decent numbers right now. Maybe I will start, doing kind of like a rotation. It might be the same show. You just never know. You just never know. You just never know. So y'all forgive me if my face becomes more visible and a little bit more often, and some of you may even say, man, that boy, that getting on my nerve. He just always on and all that type of stuff. But hey, content creator world is very, 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 very competitive, and it is very necessary. As you saw last night, I was on for maybe about 2 minutes. I jumped on with the DC Universe with Boss and Henny and Lou and Angry Cowboy Fan and Amp and Star. We all just jumped on. It's just good to be with the brothers. You know what I'm saying, and the sisters. I really, there's no jealousy, at least from my end. I don't think there's no jealousy between all of us. All of us pretty much on the same page, and we really like each other. At least I do. I can't I can't speak for everybody else, but I love it. Um, and there's really no agendas. And so when the brothers get together and star, and there are more, Craven Cowboy comes to mind. She is outstanding. Love her content. A lot of you don't know her, but her and Star have done stuff for years, to about a good year and 2 years together, and they are just dynamic. And I love them both. And any chance I can get a chance to be with them, I try at least be on their show, not on their show personally. I've been on their show personally, but just be on the show and support them. That's what I will try to do. Let me speak to everybody before I do my little tirade. I won't be long. It's lunch. Some of you at work, you ain't got time to listen to me for no hour and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and get you in and get you on out. All right, Terry, my brother, who always is with me. Terry Turner, he is definitely one of the big time show Hall of Famers. He's been with me for a very long time. Joe is another one. Joe, I see you, brother. I appreciate y'all, y'all, my folks. Some type of way, y'all. Um, I'm about to. No, this show here is called The Ride. I just put this with The Ride. I ain't got you. See my big old face here. Yes. Craven Cowboys phenomenal. JVB boy, who's been with me for a while as well. Appreciate it. Tamika. Man, look, Tamika is a person who's been in the last year and a half been kind of hanging with me too, and I appreciate her so much for coming to hang with you, boy. She said enjoy the DC universe and how you came in with while we talking about the same thing all the dang time. Yeah, it's frustrating. Now that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a legend in the building just showed up. I see you peeking in here, Starboy, C-Pain. See, I told y'all coming afternoon. You never know who might show up. The legend is in the building. Starboy C-Pain. What is up, man? Look, that just made my show right there. I got one of the OGs, one of the legends of the game. without a doubt in here. What's up, Richard? Joe, who lives in Italy. Joe is in Italy, and Joe has been with me since the beginning. And he's phenomenal, and I appreciate him. He always is with me. I bet you I came at a good time, Joe, for you over there in Italy. What time is it over there? I appreciate you so much. Listen, I got to get my YouTube people. Appreciate you, JVB boy. I see you. I need to find out how I can make some of you guys administrators. You know, like when some of these racist people come on here and say stupid stuff, and then I get kind of sidetracked sometimes. I need to give y'all some power and shoot them down. I got to figure that out. Since I'm off work, I'm gonna figure that out. Terry, you definitely will be one. Joe, you will be one for sure. Um, as people who've been with me since the Podbean days. I mean, before I started doing live, these folks were with me. So I mean, like that. Tamika, you're a definite candidate as 6:30 yeah, there it is. Joe says 6:30 in Italy right now. So I know he appreciating me. So that means when I come on at 7:00, it's dang near, let me see. It's dang near 12, 1:00 in the morning. And so that's why Joe got to be one of my guys. Because you know, that's sacrifice. And whether you know it or not, that's sacrifice. And Joe is on just about on every show, but I know for sure he's been with me for a very long time, all my 4 years of doing this. So I just shout out everybody. Listen, let me get to it. Y'all didn't come on me for all this, preliminaries and all that type of stuff. Let me tell you what I want to talk about real quick. This ain't got nothing to do with the game, but it got something to do with the people. All right. And some things that's starting to get on my nerves. All right. Let me tell you what's getting on my nerves. I'm gonna come at y'all one way. Cause see, I'm gonna get ahead of the game. And before y'all twist and switch up, remember, I said it first. All right. Remember this. All right. Here's what I'm saying. A lot of crime been going on with the defense, obviously. Um, you can read between the lines with some of the players as they talk. You can tell by the way they talk, they're not happy with the scheme. They're not happy with, maybe even the coach. So when you hear Matt Eberflus, Coach Eberflus, when you hear Trevon Diggs mention the grits, and then you hear Coach Eberflus come back in the press conference, which I thought was very unprofessional, because everybody knew who he was taking a dig at, literally. No pun intended. But it's obvious he was taking a dig at Trevon Diggs when he said, and I don't like the grits. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious for you to go in there and say that, and you knew media and content creators and everybody will kind of know what you're talking about. Then it's obvious to me that there's something going on there, whether you like him or not, or he doesn't like you, or whatever the case may be. It's done. Here is my problem, and I'm finna switch it. Watch this, y'all. You ain't got to agree with me, but just watch me here. So we got a 6-game sample size of the defense. Nobody likes it. We ain't got to go through that. We already know we the worst defense in the league. We already know we got holes in the running game. We can't stop the pass. Guys are not in position. Folks are wide open. We already know all this. Okay, bam. All right. No changes, real changes have been made. The best defensive game that we played was against the Jets. 5 sacks, a turnover, forced fumble, a little bit more blitzing, which means if you're blitzing, that means that you had a lot of man defense, right? All right. So that's the best they played. Diggs comes back, preferably Diggs. Diggs comes back, and as a spokesman, I want to say, for the secondary, he says this, and he says that, the grits he was talking about is being man defense. I can't blame Diggs because, as I said last night, Diggs and Bland made all pro, and they made Pro Bowls by being in man defense during Dan Quinn's tenure. That's where they were at their best. Diggs, of course, had about 11, 12 interceptions one year. Folks thought he should have been defensive player of the year that year with all them interceptions. Bland, of course, set a record for pick sixes one year. Most of that was there because Dan Quinn's defense is an aggressive defense. Blitz a lot. 2 cornerbacks kind of on the island, 1 safety up top, all that type of stuff. And it's obvious, y'all, it's obvious that Trevon Diggs wants to play more man defense. Now, I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with it because when you look at the stats showed last week that the Cowboys was in zone over 90% of their plays. All I'm asking for is Eberflus, good Lord, you see they can't do zone well. Switch it up to 70-30 then instead of 90-10. Good God. Do 70% man. I mean, so do 70% man defense sometimes. Not 70%, 70% zone. I know that your zone coverage is what he does, but dial it down a little bit. Take it 70. Get these guys to do what they do best. They're better in run. In man-to-man defense. I don't have no problem with it. That's what I want. However, here's the flip. And it's so bad, y'all. It's so bad that it's obvious that I believe we are going to see more man defense, more blitzing. You still gonna see a lot of zone because that's Eberflus. It just won't probably be at no 90%. It might be at 70%, which may be the difference. Well, let me say this. It might make it better. Okay? So here we go. Watch this, y'all. Let me say something about Trevon Diggs and in a reverse way about Deron Bland too, because he finna get caught up in the sauce too. No, he didn't say it in the microphone, but with Diggs complaining like this, if Diggs go to man, Bland gonna go to man, right? Both of them are all pro cornerbacks, or at least it's been proven that let's just say this, they're better at man defense than they are at zone. All right, everybody hit this like button for me real quick. I want you to hit the like button before I say what I say, because some of y'all ain't gonna like what I'm about to tell you. All right, I'm a little irritated right now, whether y'all know it or not. I'm a little irritated. If y'all won't clap for me, I got a crowd on a button that will. This ain't got nothing to do with the game against Washington. Well, in a direct way it does, but I'm not talking X's and O's. Well, I guess I am, but let me just get through this. See, I'm talking so much I confuse myself. Lord have mercy. Watch this. Let me say something to Trevon Diggs and Deron Bland. Y'all ready? Here I go. Trevon Diggs done set himself up. Because if his knee ain't right, and he gets what he's been begging for, the defense gonna get way worse than what you seeing now. Woo. See, you begging for man-to-man defense, but can you run, Diggs? This is the time when y'all not gonna like me right here. Bland got 2 bad feet. Is he right to be trying to go man-to-man defense? Maybe. I'm not saying I know I ain't there or not. Maybe. Nobody ever said this, but here I go. Maybe they are in zone because Matt Eberflus may know that they can't run. Y'all ever thought about that? Maybe the zone is there to maybe protect Diggs and Bland from running and chasing folks because they can't, because they not right. Starboy, please help me. I know you there. I know you in that vicinity over there. I know you. Look, see, nobody ain't said this. I'm just trying to tell you. Can Diggs run? You know, if you're in the zone, you kind of have to stay in your, or at least try to stay in your spot and try to, handle your area in a zone. Whatever, if it's cover 3, cover 2, cover 4, whichever one you want to do. You got a certain area. But when you playing man, if it's a slant, you going with your man. If it's a crossing route, you going with your man. If he start on the left and he end up on the right, you better be there. Bland got 2 bad feet. I know they playing, but can they really run? Diggs, when he came back, was he 85%? Oh, really? Was he 100? I'm just saying. We don't know because nobody ain't gonna say. The Dallas Cowboys are not gonna say, well, when Diggs came back, he is 100%, or he is 87%, or he is 80%. He can play, but he's still a little limited. But he can. Ain't nobody finna tell you that. But we got eyes, and if you got eyes, come here. I know y'all don't like what I'm saying. Come here. Come here. If you got eyes, y'all know Diggs ain't what we used to seeing. Bland is not all the way there. So if you really go with what Diggs want, and it seems what the fan base wants, then if they are not right, y'all, then what's going to happen is they're going to get exposed even more. And ladies and gentlemen, we ain't got to wait. If they're not right, it's going to show up on Sunday. And it ain't got to be no great number 1 receiver. It could be a number 2 or 3 receiver and tear a knot hole in them because they not right. Good question, Joe. Joe says, how did Bland and Diggs shut down Eagles offense and now they can't stop anyone? They was in the zone. They weren't in no man-to-man defense. That not often. Eberflus has not he has not changed his system. He has not changed his system. He does run a little man. It's just a little. Whenever you run 90%, I wish I could show y'all that, but I didn't put it in. But the Cowboys last week ran over 90% of zone last week. 90% against Carolina. And if you can't stop the run, guess what? You're going to have to run blitz as well. So you're going to get some man defense this week. Because everybody know the book now. You can run against the Cowboys. You can pass against the Cowboys. If your number 1 thing is stopping the run and you just shooting in 4 people, your first D line, that's not going to get it. You're going to have to run blitz at least, which is going to give you exposure on the top end. I hope Diggs especially, since Diggs is the one that have been kind of the spokesman. Bland ain't never said nothing. Bland is just as humble as he was when he came in, but he getting caught up in the sauce just by guilt by association. And he's associated with Diggs. If Diggs go man, then guess what? Bland gonna go too. I hope they right. That's the only thing I'm telling y'all. If they're right, I say let's play football. But ladies and gentlemen, if Diggs not right and really can't run, man, look. Y'all thought he looked bad off double moves before. Oh, my God. You're going to get tested. You're going to get tested. And they done cried. They done moped. They done groped. They done went to the media. They talking about he wants some grits. He talking about he wants some Angel Mama grits and he want the sugar on the grits. I want to look good and do it. Look, you better be right. Because I got a feeling, and Jerry done opened up his mouth. Yeah, man defense. You heard Jerry this week. It's going to be some changes. I'm expecting blitz city. I'm expecting man defense, not the whole way. I'm still expecting zone, but I'm expecting some more man defense than what we've seen. All I'm saying is, boy, you better back up what you said. Because if you don't, I'm going to tear him. I'm going to be right here on this microphone saying, look, we just done. You can't play zone. You can't play man. You can't do nothing. We're just going to have a very long year. Look, I know y'all weren't expecting this, but this is what I come up with. He better be right. And you ain't gonna be able. You're not gonna be able. I'm sorry, and I sympathize with Diggs because Diggs, for him to be playing number one, is really, be playing by now. It is really a tribute to him. Bland is a little different, but Diggs, man, is ACL and then had microfracture surgery. And if you don't know about microfracture surgery, it does take a whole year just to rehab. Diggs made it back before then, which is why I'm saying, is he 100%? You know what? Football players are different. Once they get the security from a doctor, say, hey, you can't damage it any more than what it is. Your knee is intact. The structure is fine. It's just a matter of confidence. Your speed will come back slowly but surely, whatever. But you can play. If you have contact on your knee is stable. Once you hear that, they're going to say, okay, let's play. And then if you ask them, okay, well, doctor, how much percentage really is he? The doctor may say, well, he may be about 87%, 89%, but as the year goes, he'll get better. But then they'll hop their butt on the field at 87%. But that 87% will get your tail tore up by 100% number one wide receiver. I'm just because I got a feeling that Deebo Samuel and I don't think McLaughlin's playing. To Scary Terry, but everybody else, we about to find out and see Cowboy Nation. And I'm gonna have I just said he better. I ain't gonna turn on him because if he 85%, he just 85%. I know it's not good enough. But Cowboy Nation is going to tear Diggs apart if he get out there and look horrible. I'm telling you right now, they're going to tear. It won't necessarily be me. I'm just going to say, go back to zone because you can't run. That's all I'm going to say. Go, we tried it, okay? Go on back to zone. Let's perfect the zone. Let's try it because you can't run. You can't keep up. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. If Bland, his 2 club feet, I mean, his foot is down, he had foot problems. He just got foot problems. If they not right and he start chasing folks around and he come up and look, go back to zone, man. I'm sorry. Figure it out. Learn how to get better at zone. We can't afford no more. Look, wow. We can't afford no more injuries in the secondary. You got your two best out there. We can't afford to turn this thing over to Elam and Roddy Stewart and everybody waiting on Ravel to come back. Let me tell y'all something about Ravel. I like Ravel. When he come back, he's a rookie. Teams will be glad to go at him. He's a rookie. He ain't no all pro. He's a rookie. Folks gonna go. I don't know how he gonna play. This ain't college no more. I don't know. I don't know what Ravel gonna do. This is not where you come from. East Carolina. This is not East Carolina. This is the NFL. What he did at East Carolina it don't count right now. He's a rookie. And I done seen many of a rookie cornerback get destroyed. So I'm not banking on Ravel. I am banking on my two all pros though. If they right. If they're right, I'm banking on them. I'm banking on Diggs and Bland. If they are right, I will go to war with them because I know what they're capable of. I'm like Starboy. You see what he said? He said we're gonna see Sunday. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. I'm just saying I know what's gonna happen, at least from the fan base. Not me. But from the fan base, if Diggs and Bland going out there and get into some man coverage and they get totally annihilated, it is going to be, they're going to say, get rid of Diggs. A lot of folks saying that now. Trade Diggs. Get rid of Diggs. They're going to start saying the same thing about Bland. Let's just start over again. That's all you're gonna say. Everybody hit that like button. For those that don't mind hanging with your boy. I know some of y'all don't like what I'm saying. It's okay. I trust me, between now and the end of the year, I'll say something that you like. But on my show, you're gonna get the real scoop. You know me. I believe in telling the truth. I need y'all to hit that like button for me. I forgot. Hey, if you're on Facebook, hit the stars. If you're on YouTube, you can hit that super chat button down there, or you can become a member as well if you hit that of the Big Time Show. My Cash App is right there. It's right there, $ the Big Time Show. Whatever you want to do, that's fine. If you don't want to do nothing, it's cool. Just hit that like button. That's free. You can hit that like button for me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you all you guys for hanging with me. I got one more topic after that. Julian, how you doing, sir? Julian says, Bland is good, Diggs is awful. Brian says, if they get destroyed, what will Jerry say or do? You can't do nothing. What you gonna do is you ain't gonna say it, but you gonna start leaning and start focusing your eyes toward the NFL draft. See, it's like this, y'all. I heard what Dak Prescott said the other day that he went 3-5 and still made the playoffs. That's the truth. He did. But considering the schedule, I'm just saying, if we lose to Washington, all right. If we lose to Washington, beat Arizona, come back and then Monday night and go lose to the Raiders on that Monday night in Las Vegas, what's that gonna make you? What, 3-5? 3-5 or something like that. 3-5-1. At some point, if you still got the number one offense in the league, which you should be up there, you may not necessarily be number one after all, but I don't see why not. But if you're not, you're gonna be probably 2 or 3 or whatever the case may be. But if you still the last ranked defense in the league or close to it, by that time, at some point you're gonna say, okay, now nobody ain't gonna admit it, but you're gonna say, okay, we ain't gonna do nothing this year. You're gonna say we ain't gonna do nothing this year. So you're gonna start focusing up on next year. and you're going to love to do what you do best. Of course, Mr. Brian Thompson, they're going to love them draft picks that they got and all that type of stuff, and going to try to say, hey, we're building for the future. And we got a great building blocks here. We're going to have an incredible draft. We got 2 first-round picks. We got second round. We got a third round, et cetera, and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff. But at some point, you're going to have to make a decision, and you're going to make it happen from that point, which leads to this. Because I've been hearing stuff, and part of me don't like it. But I guess it could be what you're talking about. It could be a flip of the coin type issue. Me personally, I'll get in front of it before I say it. I don't like what I'm getting ready to say. I personally don't like it at all. But it just depends on how you feel about it. All right. Let me ask you this question. Joe said, do you believe this game against Washington is a must-win for us? Yes. It is a must-win. It's a huge game because Washington and Philadelphia lost last week. We're only technically a game out of first place if we win behind Philadelphia. And if Philadelphia lose, it just make it even closer this week. So, yes, it's a huge game. It's a huge game. We would jump Washington in the second place in the NFC East. You'll be, depending on Philly win, whatever, regardless if they win or not, you only be a game out. And, of course, you got plenty of schedule to go. You don't know what's going to happen. So, yeah, it's a huge game just because positioning in the NFC East. We already losing too many games in the NFC as it is, but every game counts for standings and all that kind of stuff when it comes to the end. Yeah, it's a huge game. It's a big game. Yeah, it's a must win. Playing at home, you need to get back in the race. One win would get us right back in the race, at least for this week. It would. So, yes, it's a big game. But let me say this. This is the other part that I know is going to be some controversy. All right. So, the question was asked at the beginning of the year, who is George Pickens? Is he a number 1 wide receiver? Is he a good teammate? Is he going to be a bad teammate? Is he going to keep his temper down? Is he, all this stuff. That's what they said about George at the beginning. Some of y'all may have said it too. Is he that? Can he do this? Can he do it when CD is not there? Can he be a number 1 guy? Can he produce? Well, George Pickens has shut all of that down. It ain't even no question about George Pickens now. It's none. George Pickens has in these last 3 weeks has answered every question that everybody had about him. Can he be a number 1? I don't think nobody can we don't even have to ask that no more. Because he was, and look what he's done. All he really needed was a quarterback. That's all George really is showing you. All George Pickens needed was a quarterback. That's all he needed. He got one. Guess what you're seeing? High-level production. So we ain't got to ask the question, is he a number 1? Can he be a number 1? Whatever. The talent level speaks for itself. Catch the ball. He's dominant. He's fast. He can jump over folks. He hurdle people. I mean, George Pickens has answered every question. So, this is what I'm going to say about Brother George. Mr. Pickens had played himself into a lot of money, which is what a lot of us said at the beginning of the year. We knew that Pickens, a lot of us said that Pickens was going to have a big year. And so far, he's had a big year. And when CD come back, it's only going to get better. I ain't saying he's going to catch 9 balls for 160. It's just going to be better. Pickens has answered the question. He had presented the opportunity with CD for these last 3 weeks. He showed up. Is no question. He can be a number one receiver for anybody. George Pickens can. It ain't no question. But because he has showed out, because he has produced in a big way, George Pickens, let me throw this little caveat in. Ladies and gentlemen, I may need to whisper this to y'all. Pay attention. George Pickens' agent is the same agent that represents Michael Parsons. My fraternity brother is the same agent that Michael Parsons has. Do y'all remember the problems that Jerry Jones had with my fraternity brother, the agent that Michael Parsons had? Do y'all just remember that just a few weeks ago? Didn't y'all see that my fraternity brother, the agent of Michael Parsons, got Michael Parsons $47 million a year? And George Pickens now, rookie contract is over, and he has showed you what he's getting? What in the world you think George Pickens is going to be asking for? And I don't think that, let me preface this. I don't think George Pickens is going to get Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson type money. I don't think so. But a team would pay him $30-some odd million a year. I ain't got no doubt about that. Right? George Pickens is the truth. So let's fast forward. Do y'all really think Jerry Jones is going to pay George Pickens a long-term contract of $30 million plus and got CD on the other side and he getting paid $30 million plus? Jerry Jones ain't fit to do that, y'all. I don't care how much George Pickens done produced. I don't care what George Pickens have produced. I don't care. I don't care if Pickens is a dang Pro Bowler this year. It ain't nowhere in the world, his cheap tail, it ain't nowhere in the world he gonna pay two receivers over $60 million a year. And y'all know that. Matter of fact, let's go on and bring Steven in. We know the cheap Steven is not gonna do that. So, y'all, we ain't got to go through all that because y'all know how the Cowboys are cheap. Y'all know that. So, ain't no sense even talking. We know it's not gonna happen. So I'm already settled. They're not going to do it. Now, there is one caveat. There is one, but I don't know if they would do it. Me personally, I would, because if you're really talking about winning, why break up the number one offense when you know that having Pickens is a major reason why you are the number one offense in the league? When everybody's healthy, this offense is lethal. We said that at the beginning of the year before they even snapped the ball. We already knew this. All right? Watch this, y'all. Why would you let Pickens go when you done paid Dak the money? This is how you maximize Dak. You keep him with the weapons. This is just common sense. So there's one caveat that can happen, but I don't know if they'll do it, and that is the franchise tag. The franchise tag for a wide receiver projected is going to be $28 million. That's already set. Of course, it's just 1 year, but it's $28 million, which in today's time, that's cheap. Now, they may not be on Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones' definition of cheapness, but considering when you have a real good receiver like Pickens, $28 million is almost like a coupon, a free coupon. You get a discount. And so that's one way you can keep them. But do the Cowboys want to commit $28 million to the salary cap or whatever? That's the question. It can happen. It could happen. If you're not going to pay him, I want to keep Pickens. I want the offense to be loaded. I don't want to start over again where we got to go in the draft and say, hey, we need a number 2 receiver all over. I don't want to go through all that again. That's what we'll be saying next year if we let Pickens go. All right. So here we go. Now, here's the part y'all ain't gonna like that I've been hearing. I don't know if it's got some steam, but I heard Mike Fisher, and when there's certain people in Cowboy land, when they start talking and when they start saying, I hear sources or whatever, all right, then you better pay attention to some people in Cowboy land. If they open their mouth, chances are they are getting it from somewhere else within the organization. So I heard Mike Fisher start talking about trade deadline is coming up, y'all. I'm thinking about another 3 weeks. There would be a lot of teams that would be interested in George Pickens, wouldn't it? If you know you're not going to sign him, okay, listen to me. Because you're gonna have to pay him if you try to keep him long term. Okay, I know I want Pickens here, but let's have common sense. If Pickens leaves out this year, what we get him for? For nothing. A rental. I'm just saying. What's the benefit of having 1 year just saying, okay, we had the number 1 offense in the league with him, and now he gone? I mean, there's no benefit. However, if you know you're not gonna franchise him, and you know you're not going to pay him long term, and his stock probably will never be any higher than it is right now. And if you trade him, you're going to get something back. Just right now, if you let him go, you're going to get a 3rd round compensatory pick anyway. Compensatory pick anyway. So that'll be what we traded for him. We'll get that back. But his value could be a little bit more than just a 3rd round pick right now. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? I'm just saying. I heard it. I don't like it. Let me preface it because y'all be saying I'm saying trade Pickens away. I'm not saying that. I want him to stay in Dallas because I see what him and CD can do together for years to come. I can see it. I can see what him, Dak, and CD can do for years to come. It's almost unstoppable. It really is. I don't want to see that leave. But if you know, and the Cowboys, because see, a lot of us thought that Michael Parsons would never leave Dallas. So, if you trade away Michael Parsons, you'll trade away anybody. So let's just get that out there. If you're not gonna sign him, because the Cowboys know he done played himself into some money. Right now, he's playing himself into some serious money. Right now. Of course, the Cowboys could just just shut everything up and just go on and extend them now, but they ain't gonna do that because they don't trust them 100% yet. They originally planned and said, let's see what we get out of them a whole year, and then we'll make our decision. We have the rights to them. So nobody can just, once the season in, he just go out and be a free agent. No. That's not how it works. We have the rights. We can franchise him. It's cool. Let me just put this on your head. I'm just planting the seed. Only from the standpoint that if you know you are not going to sign him long term, and if you know you're not going to franchise tag him, then the common sense would be to get something for this dude because he becomes now a very valuable trade asset. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Yeah, it'll be a blow to the offense. Yeah, I understand it. I get it. I get it. But I need everybody to jump out of their feelings real quick. I know we cowboy feelings, and I know it's that, but I'm just saying, step into the mind of a general manager right now and what's best for your team. Because if Pickens leaves and we get absolutely nothing to say, hey, we just had a great year, that ain't good. That's not good. I told y'all wasn't gonna like me today. I told y'all didn't. I'm telling y'all, if you talking about and yes, it would mean that if you trade Pickens away, some would take it and say, hey, we ain't trying to do nothing this year and all that type of stuff. Fine. Cool. If you say we throwing up the white flag, so be it. So be it. Okay? But this is easy. JVB, boy, I see what you say. You say Jared not a real GM. But this too easy. This don't even require a lot of thought. This is too easy. If you know it's coming, it's easy. Jerry, are you really planning? You ain't got to see nothing no more. You already know what this dude about. You got your test. CD wasn't here. It wasn't to drop it all. Matter of fact, he flourished. So you seen all really what you need to see. Do you have plans to sign this dude long term? Easy. Number 2, if you don't sign him and you know your quarterback needs this dude, you see how potent the offense is with him. Do you plan on using the franchise tag on him? If your answers to those 2 questions are no, then you need to be just sitting back like a fat cat and start entertaining phone calls and see what you can get for George Pickens. That's just really the truth. And I know y'all don't like it, but I'm just telling you the truth. I can't let him walk away scotch-free. I just can't. I can't let Pickens just walk out the door and we don't have nothing to show for it. Other than saying we had a good year. I can't do that. I can't. And his trade value will never be as high as it is right now. See, when CD come back, you expect some of this stuff to go down, more balanced or whatever. It's just the truth. Because CD got to get his in now. George still going to do something, but it ain't going to be nothing like what we saw last week against Carolina. Now with CD here. That's not going to happen again. Not no 9 for 168. No. You got 1 or 2 options. You either going to sign them long term. If that's your plan, then let's just continue to play football. Ain't nothing to talk about. If you're going to franchise them, let's just continue to play football. Nothing to talk about. I'm talking about if you ain't got plans to do nothing, though. Like, I don't know. I mean, they're not going to tell us anyway. But I'm just saying, like, if your plan is not to work with the agent, like you just saw Parsons, because it's the same agent. Because it's obvious you don't like my fraternity, brother. You got to deal with him. And he makes sure his guys get paid. So I'm looking at 30. Pickens might get, if the franchise tag is 28, Pickens going to get at least 30. I just don't see Jerry paying 2 receivers that amount of money. I just don't see it. I don't. They're just too against the norm. I really don't see him paying 28. But that's what it's going to take to keep him. I'm just saying. You know, Jerry is the type. Jerry is the type to come out. Well, we never found out about Jonathan Mingo. He's really, we never saw him with Dak, but he's really an explosive receiver and he's really good. Mingo deserves a chance. That type. That's how Jerry and them talk. They always try to hype up the bottom of the barrel folks. You know what I'm saying? They always try to hype up the bottom of the barrel people like they potential Pro Bowls and nothing. No. George Pickens is showing you all you need to know. And if you're not going to sign them long term, and if you're not going to franchise tag him, then to get what you need to get out of him as he walks out of the door and goes to another franchise, you had better go ahead and trade him and get something for your time that you've had with him. Letting George Pickens just walk out the door and all we got is just a third round compensatory pick back with us. That ain't good enough. Not with the way he playing right now. Excuse me. Not the way that he's playing right now. No, Lordy. You better get something from him. Not really, Kid Cowboy. I knew you gonna come in with your usual. At least you ain't talking about Dak this time. Long term, I don't think Pickens will cost that average per year. I think he'll probably get 30. The franchise tag right now is $28 million. There's nobody that's coming up of the big time receivers that are about to get paid as far as a number one receiver. I don't think there's nobody coming up. Everybody's out. Let me see. Jefferson's been paid. Chase has been paid. St. Brown has been paid from Detroit. CD has been paid. Y'all throw Cooper Kupp, but I don't count that because he was one of the first ones, so he's already been paid. Cooper Kupp he started all this when he ain't started, but he's one of the first one, and it just went up from there. I'm trying to think of a number one receiver that's on that level and has not gotten paid yet. I think all the big boys have gotten paid. So there won't be a change. So the franchise tag right now is $28 million. Higgins has gotten paid. Higgins got paid last year. So Higgins, actually, that's a good comparison, JVB boy, because whatever Higgins is getting, Puka, oh God. Oh. Has Puka gotten paid? Lord have mercy. And most importantly, has Puka's, please, Lord, don't let Puka's contract be up. You mess me up with that, will you? Let me look that up. Please, Lord, don't let Puka's contract be coming. Because if it is, he finna. Ooh, man. Oh my God. Oh, we might be in trouble. We might be in trouble. I'm gonna let y'all see this. Oh my God. Let me see if I can show y'all this. And we. Let's see if y'all can see that. No, y'all can't see that. Let me see. See, this is the disadvantage of me doing this. He's not getting paid top dollar. Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to build a plane. Y'all can't see that. Let me see if I can. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm messing up my show showing y'all that. I'll read it to you. Don't worry about that. I'm just gonna read it to you. Nakua is signed for a bargain basement $1.03 million deal for this year. He is signed through next season, but will be eligible for free agency in 2027 as a fifth round pick. No, Puka's deal does not have a fifth year option for the Rams to exercise. And then right under it says Rams Puka Nakua predicted to get, there it is, I'm gonna see if y'all can see that. I can't see that. Let me get this to you. Hold on. Oh God, it just scared me. Oh yeah. We got to sign him now. We gonna have to sign. See if y'all see this. Y'all see that? Puka wide receiver Puka Nakua is predicted to get a massive contract extension. I'm just reading this. If wide receiver Puka Nakua, this was written on. I don't see the day, but it's okay. October the 7th. At October the 7th, just last week. Says wide receiver Puka Nakua keeps playing at his current level, and he's hurt right now, if I'm not mistaken. The Rams will have to show him the money. The sports contract analysis website Spot Track estimated Nakua's second contract will pay him more than $36 million annually to keep him in Los Angeles through 2030. All right. So that will get him above CD. I think CD is 34. Is Jefferson getting paid? Jefferson is at 40. So Nakua will probably be the second. Well, he'll be maybe the third behind Chase and Justin Jefferson. So they're predicting him. And what you just heard is he getting paid $1 million this year. He's getting paid $1 million this year. Which means that probably next year the pressure gonna be on the Rams to go ahead and take care of him now. All right. Because you got to pay Nakua. Nakua will, I know he's hurt right now, but he was leading the league in receptions and yards. He's gonna be all pro and all that. He's been a pro bowler, I think, for the last 2 years. He's outplayed the contract, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So I'm judging that based off of Pickens. If Nakua moves up again, that still may not bump up the franchise tag for a wide receiver. It might bump it up to maybe 29 a year, maybe. It's at 28 now. It might bump the franchise tag up for a wide receiver, probably maybe 29, probably no more than 30. I just, regardless, I don't see Jerry Jones paying that, y'all. Jerry Jones ain't paying that. He's just not. He's just not gonna pay that. And I if he did, it'll shock me. Okay, it would shock me if Jerry did that. Now, I'm saying this for all y'all that join in late. I'm saying me personally, I want Pickens here for the long term. I want Dallas to keep him because I've seen enough. I see how explosive this offense is, and I know how young he is and CD, and I already know what Dak is going to do with him. I've seen enough. I want him here. But the price tag may not be enough. I mean, it won't be. It's too high for that. It just don't match the ways of Jerry and Steven. They're just not gonna pay two guys that type of money in that position. They're just not. And if you're not gonna franchise tag them, which I'm saying as of right now is $28 million. If Puka gets paid, it might bump it up just a little bit more. And if they're not going to franchise tag him, then the common sense would be to go ahead and trade him and get something for him rather than just playing out this whole year and then he just walks and you ain't got nothing to show for it. But a compensatory pick that'll come back to you, that's a third round pick. I mean, that ain't, its trade value is super high right now. And Jay, and I don't know if there's a debate going on in the chat, but trust me, George Pickens, if he's a free agent, he will get paid somewhere else. He will get paid more than that. I see you, Ty Church. Appreciate you popping in, bro. He will get paid 34th. Because listen. Just in case y'all ain't been watching TV, he answered every question. What was y'all question? Can he be a number one? We ain't got to ask that no more. We ain't got to ask that about George Pickens no more. We know. That's easy to see. Yeah, he can be a number one. Easily. Can he be productive? If you got a quarterback, he going to put big numbers up. That's the difference between him and Pittsburgh. Shoot, my goodness, if he stayed with Dak, I mean, he gonna light it up. He had no quarterback in Pittsburgh. He's been like this all the time. You don't have a quarterback, guess what? You ain't gonna get nothing. Cowboy, I agree with you 1,000,000%. You finally said something that I agree with. You don't think that the Indianapolis Colts wouldn't get that man $35 million a year? Oh, ain't no doubt about it. And the Colts ain't the only one. William, but see, Drake ain't on that level. The kid at the end, I don't want to mispronounce his name. He's not on that level. Pickens really is not on that level. I ain't saying skill-wise. I'm saying ain't nobody finna. The Colts would do it, like Kid Cowboy said, and a few other teams that would do it too. But he's not universally known in the category of a Chase, a Justin Jefferson, a CeeDee Lamb, a Amari St. Brown. He's not on in that tier because he ain't had that many years to do it. Everybody would now his talent level is there, but he got to put a few years in to get on that level. You understand what I'm saying? So he's right under that. Now Puka Nacua, he's on that level. And Puka is gonna get paid. But a team like the Colts, these lesser teams, let me tell you something. I got a team that's on the up and coming that would love George Pickens. You put him there, let me scare y'all a little bit. How about, well, no, I ain't gonna say it because they got Brian Thomas. I'm about to go crazy. I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna say that. You put George Pickens around the right organization, and you're gonna get a good deal out of him. You put him in a place where he know he got to behave. Because George Pickens ain't done nothing since he been in Dallas. There's nothing to complain about. Nothing. Okay? You put him somewhere, and I'm not saying this going to happen because I'm not. I'm saying I'm just using this team as an example, and George Pickens will fall right in and be cool. You put him with Kansas City. George Pickens will fall in line, won't say a word. Look at this. Thank you, William. You did my work for me. Thank you. For all of y'all that don't think a team will pay George Pickens money, because the Cowboys ain't going to pay him no 35, 36. But these teams would. You don't think the New England Patriots wouldn't give George Pickens that type of money and give him Drake May? And the Patriots are playing well right now. That'll take them to the next level. You don't think the Titans wouldn't give Cam Ward need some help? Look at these teams. Tyreek Hill, we don't know what he's gonna be like after his leg, once he come back. We don't know if Tyreek Hill gonna be the same. I don't think you can put him in Miami though. I don't think, but I'm just saying. Cleveland, he'll destroy Cleveland. Pickens go down there and act a fool. The Chargers, oh my God. Woo-wee. Keenan Allen is down on his last leg, or last, few years, and you give George Pickens to Justin Herbert. Ooh, what? Look, yeah, I like it. Look, William, beautiful. You don't think George Pickens would fit in with Josh Allen? Hello? 49ers ain't got no number one. You don't think they wouldn't pay extra for a kid like George Pickens right now? I'm just saying if he become a free agent. Are you kidding me? After what we done seen with George Pickens, he ain't got to do nothing else, y'all. He's proven everything else. I hope Pickens does stay here, Ty, because you coming in late. I want him to stay. My argument is this, Ty, and I hate to be repetitive, but I got people coming in late. I don't see Jerry Jones paying him. It's too big of a. It's gonna be too big of a high spread. And as I said before, the agent of George Pickens is the same agent of Micah Parsons. He's my fraternity brother, Dave. Y'all know his last name. He is the same agent. Jerry don't like that dude. Hello. This agent is known for getting people a whole lot of money. That's what he did for Michael Parsons in Green Bay. He got way more. What do you think Pickens is going? I don't care nothing about him. He gonna get at least 30 with this dude, with this age. You let George Pickens put up 1,000 yards this year. He gonna get 30, if not 31. And we're talking about Jerry Jones, in particular Stephen Jones, Ty. You know they ain't gonna pay two receivers $30 million. You know that. They'll get cheap on us talking about Mingo and Tolbert and all. No, they ain't gonna do that. Okay. So since I know they ain't gonna do that, I hope I'm wrong, but I've been a Cowboy fan a long time. I know I had Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones. They're not gonna do that. All right. So then you go to the franchise tag, which could happen, but again, the franchise tag for a wide receiver right now, as we speak, is $28 million. If Puka gets paid, it might bump up just a little bit. If what I read to you earlier, it might bump it up, and the franchise tag may jump up to maybe 29, maybe 30, maybe. It might be somewhere in that area. All right. Do you see the Cowboys, Ty Church? Do you see the Cowboys paying the franchise tag for George Pickens? Ty Church, you better look. If he puts those type numbers up, which I hope he does, because I'm a Cowboy fan. Let me tell you something, Ty. If George Pickens put those numbers up, what you just predicted, ain't nowhere in the world we gonna keep him. There's no way in the world. No way. They're not gonna pay that. Jerry would be doing something that I just ain't, that will go against his cheapness. I just don't. If we just have to keep him, I think that the franchise tag will be in play more than a long-term deal. That's what I'm thinking. I say we need to keep him. I don't care about hook or by crook. We need to get him. We need to keep Pickens. This will ensure that this offense is going to be lethal for a while. Long as anybody, as everybody stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? If they stay healthy, I'm fine with that. But here's my part, Ty. And this the part where the emotion part got to come out. Everybody got to do what's in the best interest of the Dallas Cowboys. If you are not planning, I say it again, to pay him long term, and if you are not planning to put the franchise tag on him, then certainly the trade aspect now comes into play. It has to. You can really get something for George right now, other than just the pick that's going to come back to you. That's all I'm saying. I agree with Mike Fisher this morning. If you know that you really ain't gonna do this, then you need to get something for him. You do. Rather than just letting him walk out the door and you ain't getting nothing. That don't make sense. It becomes really then a 1-year rental for real. And you ain't gonna get nothing for him. I mean, a player like that, and you're not gonna keep him. You need, in this case, you need to see what you can get for him. You may not trade it, but you need to see what people are willing to do. Since they love the draft so much, good Lord, you can pick up a few extra picks for Pickens. It ain't gonna be no first round, but he already gonna get you a third round back. You can get another fourth or fifth or whatever. You can do all that stuff. The Cowboys love the draft. They love we got 15 picks in the draft. They love all that. You got to get something. If his trade value it will never be any more higher than it is right now, because he showed everybody what he can do with a quarterback and without CeeDee Lamb on the field. He showed everybody. It don't make no difference if CeeDee come back this week and both of them kill this week and CeeDee go off and CeeDee have 9 catches, Pickens have 3 catches. It don't make no difference. George Pickens has showed everybody during these 3 weeks what he is capable of doing. And because of that, his trade value, if you really are considering it, it will not be as high as it is now. George Pickens could be a missing piece to a team that's just trying to get over the hump. A team like Buffalo, who can't get past Kansas City. You put George Pickens with Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl. That's the kind of piece that he brings. Just tell him. I'm just he's that type of piece. Proving it to me in these last 3 weeks. I have no questions about George Pickens and what his capabilities are. I have no questions. I'm talking about a team that can just be right about there. They're good. They can possibly get to the NFC Championship game. But they trying to win a World's Championship. A piece like Pickens with these teams that's winning 11, 12, 13 games a year, but just can't, especially the team in the AFC who just can't get past Kansas City for some reason. The Buffaloes, the Baltimores, all these type teams. They just can't get past Kansas City. A George Pickens on this team is the move to get. So the Chargers. Look, just saying. I'm just saying. You just can't. My thing is, it will look real bad if we play him and then he leaves and then he just leaves. And yeah, we got our 2 first-round picks from Green Bay and all that, but you could have had so much more. That's all I'm saying. I wanted to plant that seed. I know some of y'all don't like it. I personally have said I want Pickens to stay. But if you don't have, but this is Jerry, and they operate a little strange these days, these last few years. Y'all forgive me. My sinuses are killing me. So what I'm saying, once you think about it through the minds of Dallas Cowboy land, it don't sound too far fetched. That's all I'm saying. You got to get something for this dude. If you know you're not going, if you don't have any plans for him long term or for next year, you got to at least entertain what I'm talking about, because you can get something for him. All right, for all of you guys that are going to be watching this a little bit later on, comments are there. Comment. I know everybody not going to agree with me, but I think that's something worth talking about. I think it's something worth talking about. I really do, because this dude is lethal, and Dak him and Dak are incredibly dangerous together. And somebody gonna be saying, well, "Shoot, if him and Dak dangerous, what do you think him and Josh? What do you think Josh Allen and Pickens can do? What do you think Justin Herbert and Pickens can do? Shoot, what you think Jared Goff and Pickens can do? What you think? What you think? What you think? You think? Oh, I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Will and Kill. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. And I believe the Jets would take it. Listen to me. Listen to me. See, that's the kind of player Pickens is. You give Justin Fields, who's not a real good pocket quarterback at all, but if you give him Garrett Wilson and George Pickens together, the Jets are on to something. They instantly become better, just that quick. You give Tua, Pickens, Tyreek Hill, even though he's hurt, and Jalen Waddle. Are you kidding me? Regulator, I agree. Yeah, JVB boy. You see what I'm saying? Just look at this. Just you don't think that ain't formidable? You look at that combination. I'm not saying, regulator, that we should trade him. I'm basing my argument off of that I don't believe. Not saying that I'm right. I just don't believe Jerry or Steven, whichever one you want to go with, will pay George Pickens this type of money. I just don't see them paying 2 receivers a total of $60+ million combined. I just don't see it. I know how cheap they are. That's the reason why I'm saying this now. I'm not sure about the franchise tag, which may be the logical thing to do, but I just don't see them paying it. I hope I'm wrong, but based off these last 7 to 8 years and seeing how they operate, I just don't see them paying 2 receivers $30+ million a piece. Shoot, he didn't do that when Amari Cooper was here. I mean, and at that time, Amari just wanted 20. It's a different time now, but I'm just saying it was 20 million. I just don't see it. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying, regulator. And if that's the case, then now the trade Pickens part comes into play. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can get something for him rather than just him walking out the door and get absolutely nothing. It just don't. If you have plans that you're not going to pay him, then don't you think trading would help? Since you ain't including him into your future, you better try to build some type of future. And they love to draft, so there you go. There you draft. Or if, like William said, if you want to trade and try to get some help this way, if you say we don't want to pass the ball, if you say we don't pass the ball, want to pass the ball, then go this route. Then stock up. Javonte Williams is on a 1-year contract. You ain't going to have to pay him a whole lot of money. Go on trade and get Breece Hall with him. 1-2 punch for real. Ruben, you just coming in. So I ain't gonna keep saying it. Ruben, do me a favor. You're just coming in. I need you to push the rewind button and see why I'm really not saying to trade them. I'm saying in the case of if you know you're not paying them long term or you're not gonna franchise tag them, then this part here, this option, should be at least discussed. Instead of just letting him walk out free. I mean, just with nothing. When his trade value it will be no higher than what it is. I'm just saying. That I just gave it to you, Ruben. If you know you're not paying him, long term, his contract ends this year, and you know you're not going to use the franchise tag on him, his trade value will be no higher than what it is right now. If you just want him to walk out scot-free and you don't want nothing for him, and you just say, hey, thank you for this 1 year, then fine, bam. But if you know you're not going, his trade value is there. You can get something for him. You can build for next year. And no, that's all I'm saying. But rewind it, Ruben. I just gave it to you in 20 seconds. But rewind and see what I'm saying. I'll preface it again. I do not want Pickens gone. Unless you messed me up right there, William. Unless before I leave, I need y'all to put in the chat right now. Okay. Y'all see what William Key just said? William Keel just said. I know it messed y'all up because it just messed me up. Let me ask y'all this, and this is the way we'll close. Would y'all do that? Y'all see it. Get your emotion out the way. Get your emotion out the way now. Would you do that? Yes or no? Put it in. I need to see this one because see some of this stuff y'all swearing, don't trade them, don't trade. Okay, but what if what if this came across your table? I regulator, I get it. I'm saying I know they wouldn't, but I'm just saying some of y'all that swearing them down, y'all wouldn't do it. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. If the right price came by or the right player, would you do it? I've said, to regulator, I don't know. No, you can't have it. No. Ain't no middle ground, regulator. It's either yes or no, because I'm finna get off here in a minute. I just want to see what y'all, JVB boy, yeah. William say yes, Y'all see it, right? All y'all that swearing you wouldn't, keep them. I would keep them too. Unless it's for the right price. No, they get 2 firsts to trade. Robert King said no. Okay, I like okay. Okay. I get you on that. Richard Rubin says no. He will not trade that. Said the Raiders Jerry must sign Pickens and we can get Trey from the Bengals for less. Yeah, you could. The only thing that I would say is to that is Max Crosby, if I'm not mistaken, just a little bit younger than Trey. I think Trey is 31 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And Max Crosby is 28. Shh. Good Lord of mercy. Ooh-wee. Max Crosby is 28 years old. Ooh-wee. Trey is 31. Okay, I'm done. I'll let y'all debate on it. All right, I'm done. All I'm saying is I just, the Jones can do what they want to do. I personally just wouldn't let George Pickens walk out scotch-free at the end of the year. I just couldn't do that. I just couldn't. I couldn't. That's not been just him being here for 1 year. That's really not benefiting my organization. I have to look help my future out. And when you got a guy like this, and I know teams will want him, and if you don't have no intention on keeping him, then what I'm saying kind of makes sense. All right. Appreciate all you guys, man. Thank y'all for hanging with me. I didn't know how this lunch thing would go. Didn't know how what the crowd would be compared to my night shows, of course. But I kind of like this lunchtime thing. Probably would get better if people know a lot of people at work and all that type of stuff. And I get it, but I'm fairly somewhat impressed by all those who came in with me on today. Appreciate y'all listening. If you have never subscribed to my show, please do that. Listen, y'all. Listen, I need your help. All of you that are on YouTube, y'all can do this for me. All right. Do this for you, boy. Let me look and see, first of all, where I'm at. I need to know exactly where I'm at. Give me a second. All of you, this is strict. And if you're on Facebook, I need you to go do this too. All right. If you have a YouTube, I need you to do this for me. I want to get this done by today. I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate today. I think it can happen. Let me admit it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I need you to do. If you are not subscribed to my show on YouTube and you're watching me, and if you like me or whatever, if you don't like me, then I'm not talking to you. But if you feel like I'm a guy you can watch and whatever, I need you to subscribe. I am 12 subscribers away from 3,000 subscribers. I am 12 people away. If you are on Facebook and you have a YouTube account and you have not subscribed to the Big Time Show, I need you to go to your YouTube account. If you follow me on Facebook, obviously, you can follow me on YouTube as well. I need you. Let's get this done. I want to celebrate this because, for me, uh, for almost 4 years in, 3,000, that's a big number. Will you help me? This ain't gonna cost you no money or nothing. It's just a click of a button and just push the subscribe button. And turn on those notifications. I need your help. I'm 12 away from 3,000 subscribers. That would be huge for me. So if you're on Facebook and you have a YouTube, go subscribe. If you're on YouTube right now and you're watching me and you have not subscribed to me and my show, will you do me the honor of subscribing to my show? I'm here multiple times a week. I think I'm somewhat entertaining. I'm an older Cowboy fan, 52 years old. I tell it like it is. I ain't one of these optimistic type dudes. If they play like trash, that's what you're gonna hear me say. If they play great, I'm gonna say that. I don't kiss up the players. If Dak plays horrible, you're gonna hear me say he played horrible. If he plays great, you're gonna hear me say he played great. It's just that simple. Do me that favor, y'all. I'm 12 away. 12 away. I want this done by the night. Help your boy out if you don't mind. See, they don't cost you nothing. They don't cost you no cash app. They don't cost you no super chat. They don't cost you anything but just a subscription. It would be nice. All right. I'll know momentarily. And when I come back on, I don't know if me and Amp are doing something tonight. I don't know. I know I'm on with the OGs, the Cowboys OG podcast. That's Friday. Me, Cowboy Joe, B Bird, and Coach Marv will be with you guys on Friday night for the Cowboys OG podcast. I might come on tomorrow. Who knows? During this time. Regardless, just push on those notifications and you can't miss me. Put it that way. All right. I appreciate all you guys, man. Love all the people that support me. I appreciate all of y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. The show wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for you guys. It just ain't no question. I still sit here and talk, whether it's one person or 1,000 people. I still sit here because I just love the Cowboys. But certainly all of you people, make all of this possible. Because of you guys, all my channels, the primary channels have been monetized, the YouTube and Facebook. Appreciate it. Man, I appreciate you. So that means I'm closer. Appreciate you. See it all, hear it all. Man, I appreciate you. See it all, hear it all. Thank you so much, man. I'm closer. Without a doubt. I'm closer. Let me see if it register that quickly in there. Let me see. Yep, it just did it. I see it. So far, after all this begging, I only have one guy that's subscribed. So all of you guys have subscribed. That's what I'm going to assume. Of course, I can't force nothing, but I appreciate the one. So I'm closer to what I am. I am now 11 away from 3,000. We're gonna see if we can get this done by today. We're gonna see if it can happen by today. I appreciate all you guys, man. I'm out of here. Since you subscribe, see it all, hear it all. Man, I appreciate you. I want you to vibe with me. This is how we roll out. I'm a little older, so I ain't for all that music. I ain't had no music on the whole time. That's raggedy of me. But it's all right. We got music while we go out. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later on. This has been the one and the only, the big time show. See it all, hear it all. Bob your head with me. Come on. I'm out of here.